Gopher, Caddyshack.
And
hello and welcome to Gypsy Kiss. It's Humpday, Hoedown, and I'm Shelley Carney.
As we like to call it, the magical treasure pencil. And I'm Toby Younis. Thanks for joining us tonight. We had a lot to do. We've got some emails to read. We have some word that is key thoughts on the matter.
We have key thoughts.
We have key thoughts on the word that is key matter. We are giving a coin away tonight, a silver searcher coin. So, and I'm going to do the word that is key discussion first. So you have about 10 minutes to go to last week's Wednesday show and make a comment in order to qualify for this, okay? So if you want to qualify for the silver coin giveaway, go make a comment on last Wednesday's show. You have about 10 minutes to do that, okay? I think we have a text message or two, maybe a voicemail or two, but I want to open up the phone lines early because I know a lot of people have a lot to say. Yeah. Oh, we do have some mail.
No?
Yeah. And a package of gifts.
That's right.
We have gifts. Stick around. It's going to be a fun night tonight. Oh. Humpday. Indeed, Humpday. Ugh, I did it again. I always feel like it's us saying that, and it just sounds Humpday. Joe Treasure Hunter. Oh, is this the same guy? Toby, did Forrest Fenn instruct you to use that symbol for your show? Yes or no? No, I designed it myself. I'm a Bachelor of Arts in Visual Arts with a minor in photography. For God's sakes, I can do it myself. And it has no significance in the Fenn treasure hunt. It has significance to me and Shelley. All right, so first of all, let's take care of business here.
Housekeeping, you want towels?
Do you want towels?
Always.
Yeah. She wants towels. You want towels.
Gotta have towels.
Make sure that before the end of the night, you give us a thumbs up, like our video, because YouTube likes it when you like our video. We've heard that there's other folks that like it when you like our video as well.
Yeah.
Share this with your family.
George Clooney.
George Clooney likes it.
Yeah.
He said that when we met with him the other day. Huh?
Yeah. And Chrissy
make sure
Teigen.
And Christy Teigen.
Chrissy
Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen.
I like Chrissy Teigen.
She's
Twitter cojones.
That's right.
Make sure you share this with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business associates, the artists in Hollywood that you're aware of, and the entirety of your social network. That way we can
grow the channel.
I
was reading a comment.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. We can grow the channel. And then last but not least, if you're not already a subscriber, this would be the ideal time to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you ring the notifications bell. And that way, when we start a live stream or we schedule a live stream, you will be informed and
in the know.
In the know, because there's nothing better than being in the know. Okay, so we're going to go out of order for tonight because I want to give you guys a chance. So the giveaway coin tonight is the silver 2019.
Oh, don't forget about Super Chat. said 3D bronze,
Oh,
as he
okay.
gave us $1.99 in super chat.
How kind
to
of you, 3D bronze.
demonstrate how it's done. If you see a grayed out $sign at the bottom of your chat room window, you can click on that, and YouTube will take you by the hand and show you some things that you can buy, including stickers or super chat colored boxes to put your comment in. And that's an option for you if you want to make sure we see your comment in the chat, or you can text us at 202-815-1171.
And we donate all of that money to the Magical Treasure Princess Fund for going to have cocktails at the Tamiya Resort. No, we don't. I pay for those. So we're giving away a silver coin. This is not the nickel-plated one. I'm keeping the nickel-plated one for myself because it's the 369 coin. We are giving this one away. This is the one that Mike and Christy gave us with our Order of Chasopoly. We're giving it away tonight. And we're going to be using last Wednesday's, the comments underneath last Wednesday's show in order to select the winner of the window. So if you've already commented there, you're fine. You're in the competition. If you haven't made a comment there, go back right now. You have about 10 minutes. Comment on last Wednesday's video so that you can qualify for the giveaway tonight.
That was the 4th. Yeah.
The 4th, yeah. Because today is the 11th.
Yeah.
All right, so...
No, it's the last full moon of the decade tonight.
Oh, it is? Oh, that would
Make
be
sure
right.
you look
yeah.
at it, because it's
Go
the
out,
last full moon
take
of
a
the
picture.
decade.
You can say, I made it through the decade. This is the last full moon. I was there. You weren't. No, I guess we're all there because...
If we're on Earth, we're there.
Okay, so this goes back to Mike and Christy's show the other night when they played a clip of Forrest talking about the key word. Actually, he didn't talk about the key word, but that was the intent. And I listened to it, and then I transcribed it. Here's a transcript. If you guys want the transcript, let me know. I can post it to our Google account or something. Anyway, I made a transcript because there were a couple of things that kind of bugged me about it. Not that what Mike and Christy and Cynthia were doing, but the way his body language and the way he spoke. So I'm going to read you the transcript, and I'm going to highlight the transcript with what I think are pertinent comments. All right? Shelley is going to play...
Look at that. Get it. $2.78 in New Zealand money.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. Same to you.
Yay. Thank you.
Okay, so Shelley's going to
Mike
read
Wood.
the female parts, and I'm going to read the male parts.
Ooh,
The
female
parts.
Parts is parts.
Parts is parts. You got some female ones. We got some male ones. We're going to read them.
Okie dokie.
I don't know where that came from. Okay, hit it, Christy.
Oh, so sorry. This is what Christy said. You've been very generous, both of you, with your time.
Mike says, can I ask a question, Forrest? Just one. Can I ask one question? Forrest says, yeah. Mike says, do you still believe there's a word that is key that searchers should focus on? Forrest says, yes. But at the moment he's saying yes, he's lifting his hand and he's pointing his finger and he's tilting his head at Mike because he's already prepared a follow-on response in his own head, right? So Forrest says yes, prepares for a follow-on question. Mike says, and is that word in the poem? Forrest gets him. Pointing his finger, turning head. You said one question, right? So now Forrest is being funny. Mike, and then there's laughter. The room laughs, realizing that he's got Mike. Mike, then you ask it, Christy. Mike says, then you ask it, Christy, is that word in the poem?
Then Cynthia says, can I ask a question? Christy says, yes, Cynthia wanted to ask something. Cynthia says, may I ask a question? Is that word in the poem?
Forrest says, now that's two questions. You asked if you could ask a question. You asked if you could ask a question. That was the question.
Christy says, and you thought I was bad.
More laughter. Forrest says, I take you literally. More laughter. Forrest turns to Cynthia and he says, what's your question?
Cynthia says, is the key word in the poem?
And Forrest says, he turns kind of to Mike, points to him, and he says, well, that's what he asked me. And I interpreted that as a deflection, meaning he didn't want to necessarily answer that particular question, so he deflected it as if to point to Mike, say, that's what he asked me, kind of end of topic. But then Cynthia says,
No, he asked you if there is one, and you said yes. My question is it in the poem?
so then Fenn, his body language changes. He stops smiling, he gets kind of serious, and he gets very thoughtful. He actually looks up to find the answer to his question. So he gets thoughtful, he gets quiet. His body language just changes slightly in a more leaned back way. And he says, there's one word that will, I mean, he's not smiling at this point. There's one word that will help you more than some of the others. And then he nods, kind of to himself. He's not nodding to anybody else. He's nodding to himself as if he's approving and he's comfortable with the answer that he just gave. Let me repeat that. There's one word that will help you more than some of the others. Some of the others, not all of the others. There is one word that will help you more than some of the others. Mike says, in the poem. Forrest says, in the poem. And he nods his head again. Someone
Yes.
somebody said it was Cynthia. Was it
It's
Lisa?
somebody else.
Yeah. Mike says, all right, thank you, Forrest. That's pretty big for searchers. Forrest, and he's looking at Cynthia, he says, but you got to have all of them. One is not going to take you there. I've been asked 100 times, which is the most important clue in the poem? He shakes his head. It's so obvious. To me, the most important clue is the last one, because you're holding the treasure. How can you say any of the other clues are more important than that one? Pause. He pauses. I'm a maverick, aren't I? He looks at Christy. He says, I'm a maverick, aren't I? As if wanting confirmation. So the two things that bothered me about this conversation were he never said there was a key word. He's always said until this point there was a key word. Now, I'm not going to claim responsibility. A word that is key. He said the word that was
Because
key.
he actually said the key word is contentment.
Right.
And that was a totally different thing.
He said the word that is key, that people were ignoring the word that is key in the poem, referring to the poem. And to me, from the background that I have, keyword has a very special meaning. Keyword is something that you use to unlock the mysteries of whatever you're pursuing. In this case, the other clues in the poem or the clues in the poem, and that's what the keyword does. It's a key. It unlocks things. He changed that. The key word doesn't unlock anything. My sense is that it gives you some sort of benefit, and I would bet dollars to donuts, and this is my opinion, you can believe what you want, I will bet dollars to donuts that that word that will help you is in the first stanza, and it's a word that will help you get to where warm waters halt. I'm not sure that I agree with his second the second thing, and that is the most important clue is the last one because you're holding the treasure, I suppose. But it strikes me, as he's always said, you're never going to be holding that treasure if you can't figure out where warm waters halt is. So I'm not sure I agree with the most important clue is the last one. I think the most important clue is the first one.
Yeah.
So there. That's my commentary on it. You're welcome to call in or write comments in the chat room. Okay, so we've given you enough time. That was about 10 minutes, right? So let's give away a coin. Ready? Okay, I need to go over here to do that.
What's the giveaway video? Or when are you going to?
Oh, yeah, good
that?
idea.
When
Good idea.
When will you play? Oops. You weren't supposed to do that yet.
Butt drums, baby. Don't leave home without them. Okay, we're giving away a coin, and we're doing it from last Wednesday's show. You can see 2019 1204. There's the YouTube link. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to go to.
So you could have been typing this in while they were playing the butt drums.
Oh no, I think it's more fun to. I want them to watch, make sure they understand we're not playing games here. We're serious about this. YouTube random comment picker. There's the advertising that we have to avoid at all costs. We're going to put the YouTube link in there with a Control V. And
There's her
who is that
talking.
lady? Get out of there. And we're going to see how many comments are there as of this moment, because as of right now, when I click this button, these are the only people that will qualify. Let's see how many we got. 89. Wow, new
Ooh,
record.
people want that coin.
89 unique comments for the coin. Let's see who wins. So we're going to clip this button.
Do they have to be a subscriber to win?
No. All you have to do is make a comment. We're not going to make anybody be a
lucky
subscriber.
people.
So lucky people, all you have to do is make a comment.
Easy. How easy is that?
And in one case, somebody made a comment that consisted of an asterisk. That qualifies, okay?
Yeah.
And it doesn't help if you make 20 comments. It excludes all it includes only the unique ones. So let's click on this, see where we're going.
So Cow Laser says the 2018 coin is copper plated. The 2019 coin is nickel plated.
Oh, okay.
Not gold, silver, myrrh, or incense.
Well, I actually took my copper coin and I plated it in nickel. That's why we have a nickel. I'll show it to you later. So the winner is Mel Rustad. I've never heard of that. Mel Rustad, you are the winner.
Whoops. I hit two of them at the same time,
That's
actually.
okay, it can happen. Mel Rustad, you are the winner of the 2019 silver coin. In order for me to send it to you, please send an email to gypsykiss@gmail.com with your shipping address, and I will get it out. Actually, I have a box. I haven't. Where's Vicky McMillian? I want to apologize. I didn't get the box out because I got busy. So it's going out. The post office is picking it up tomorrow, and I'll make sure this goes out at the same time so I don't have to do it. So Mel Rustad. You're writing down his name so we don't forget. Mel Rustad, make sure you get in contact with me. And Mel, if I don't hear from you by the beginning of next Wednesday's show, we will give away the coin again. So you've got to do your part in all of this. So let's take a look at next week's giveaway, and we're going to call this our vacation giveaway. And what I'm going to
prehistoric
giveaway. So we're going to give away the last, although we have a new box. Full screen. Okay, so we're going to give away one of 3D Bronze's mini boxes. It does open up. I'm going to keep it. Do you have one that's like the miniature version of this?
We have the large. That's the mini.
Yeah.
We have the standard size.
This is the medium size.
That's the mini, and then there's a micro.
Right. Yeah.
And this lid comes off, and it's got little magnets, so it sticks real good.
And I did see. Here's my copper searcher coin number 369, and I plated it in nickel, so it was shiny and pretty. And then 3D Bronze put our logo on the inside of it.
But that's what it looks like, and it's all wrapped up in bubble wrap, so it stays all.
You can open
nice
it up.
And
so we're going to give away one of those.
unmarred.
This is next week. And this is, I got this. Oops, got the price tag on it. I'll take that off. I got this at the Wyoming Dinosaur Museum. It is a piece of shale. Actually, by this time, it's probably slate. I don't have a... So, and it has 3 ammonites embedded in it. And ammonites go back to somewhere between 65 million and 160 million years ago. And they were trapped and, of course, became fossilized. So this rock with these ammonites is at least 65 million years old. How cool is that? And in addition, I need to polish this because it's copper. We also went to the Florissant fossil beds near Florissant, Colorado, and I picked up this keychain. So part of this multi-product gift or giveaway prize includes this key ring from Florissant fossil beds, and the copper piece in the middle has a design that's based on the logo that the Florissant fossil beds use. They're both the Florissant fossil bed is a national monument. The Wyoming Dinosaur Museum is a state museum. So 3 things for next week, next week's giveaway. All right. If you have any interest in paleontology.
Yeah.
If you had an interest in paleontology, you should have joined us this afternoon on the World Sand Project because we talked about foraminifera and
right.
Paleontological climatologists.
You try to say that 3 times fast.
Exactly. Tony Rusi says, Shelley's not a princess, she's a queen.
Ooh.
Okay, so you ready for some emails? Have you done
guess
giveaways?
So. Yeah.
Oh, let's open up, we got gifts.
Yeah, open up the gifts. Gifts.
All right,
we're back.
Let's read that letter from. Wow, that's a long one.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Box. From 3D Bronze. Hello,
I'll open it while you're doing it.
prestigious hosts. That's us. Please
According
enjoy
to
the
3D.
box I sent. There is something to give away, but also something for Mr. Toby to keep, which is why there are 2 of 1 of the items. It also included an updated coin holder, which hopefully fits your Forrest Fenn Searcher coin more snug.
Oh, good.
Coins should just press in by hand. I'll be sending some more things in the next week or so. Just as an FYI, I now do free name personalizations on the bottom side of the mini chest lids when requested. And also don't forget to sign up for the affiliate program on my website. It's easy and free, and will pay you for the customers you send me. Awesome. And he gave us a link for the affiliates. Thanks so much for everything you both do. 3dbronze.com.
3dbronze.com. So there's other things happening here. Because this looks like a...
Oh, that's the coin holder?
Well, no, because it's not big enough for a regular
Oh.
coin holder. So that's what I'm saying. There's something else going on
Don't
here.
cut yourself.
I'm trying not to.
Don't cut me either.
Okay.
What's going on? What's up with that? It's sort of a Seinfeld thing.
Oh, that's my coin holder. It is my coin holder.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Okay, so thank you for that. Then we have...
Oh,
and eventually
it's in
we'll...
there tight.
Oh, yeah, good. Great. Thank you.
Just got to hold it back. Push it
And
out.
this is the top for another one of the big boxes.
It's nice.
And it has a Gypsy Kiss logo on it. How cool is that?
Oh, yeah.
And this must be the box part of that.
Oh, look
You
at
know what?
that. See, it's more like
Oh,
concave.
curved. Oh, so that it has room for the coin.
Oh, the magnets don't quite match up on that one.
Well, I have another box.
Okay. Yeah. Because those magnets didn't like these magnets. They were like
Okay.
repelling.
So what's really cool is, no, they're not even in the same location. Look at them. So what's really cool about these is when we do give these away, the ones that you'll know that it came from us because the Gypsy's Kiss logo is on both of them. All right, so here's the boxes. And I'm not going to open them because I want to keep them in the bubble wrap when we ship them. So there's 2 of those and 2 tops. And he said, so...
Doesn't like the magnets are opposite. They're repelling.
where's our old box top?
This one. It's flat. See?
Okay, put it on. Let me see. Yeah, see, that it goes with the box, right?
Yeah,
So he has to figure
yeah.
out each one. So we're going to keep this box. We don't have to keep. I think he sent 2 of them. So this is our box. It has a top with our logo in it. We have 2 more of these boxes, good size ones, and the tops also have our logo in them. So we will. Those are giveaways. We don't have to keep one
He
because
said you got to keep one.
Pardon?
He said you got to keep one.
Well, yeah, but I think he didn't know that we were keeping this one. I think he assumed we were going to give that one away. Okay, so we're going to give these away. And, these are the coin holders. So there's 2 coin holders.
Maybe he wants us to keep one with the concave because the coin holder
and
fits
there's
better.
something.
Let's see. Oh, you didn't unwrap them.
I didn't unwrap one of the boxes. Do you want to try one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. There. Open that and use that top.
All right.
So he's got something else in here. It looks like a medallion of some kind. Let's see what happens with that.
Oh, see, the bottom's different too.
Oh, yeah.
He got fancier. You know what? I think even the stuff
interior?
on the outside. Oh, look! It's even the clasp is brighter. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Everything's
different.
a little bit different.
A little bit better than the last one, as usual.
He's got his name in there. So
Oh, look at these.
look at that 3D bronze.
Very nice.
Wow.
And he
Look at
did a great
that.
job on our logo. How cool is that?
See? Look. Oh, can you see? Oh, there it is.
These are
3D
too cool.
bronze. Isn't that cool? Look at all the detail.
Isn't that beautiful? Well done.
And then the bottom. So cool. I'll put this in
Do you have
there.
the little feet? Did I say the little feet? So put that in there and then try the...
This way. Yeah, that fits better.
The magnets. There you go. Very nice.
What's this?
Look at this.
I love
Look at the
this.
back.
Oh, I love this. This is perfect. I know where the treasure is. It's a rooster. Play the rooster video.
Play the rooster video. Roosters. Let's see.
And
Which one
it's
is
got
it?
AGK on
Okay.
the back.
How cool is that? So we'll be sending
These are
these.
awesome.
We'll be sending these out.
Not all of them.
Not
I'm
all of
keeping
them.
one.
We'll keep a couple for ourselves. Maybe I'll make one into a pendant kind of thing. So,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
is it the same size as the coin?
It's a tiny bit bigger. Tiny bit bigger. It's a little bit. Let's see.
Oh, that wouldn't be hard to.
Well, I could push it. No, I can
Yeah.
push it in there.
No, that's fine.
It's the same size.
So it fits in the.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. There we go.
Show it to the guys. So, box, treasure chest, and the new coin, the I know where it is thing fits in the treasure chest. So he sent me, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We'll keep a couple, but then we'll include this in some of our giveaways.
Yeah.
Right? So it's I know
fun.
where the treasure is, a coin with the AGK logo. How
You
convenient
have to
that our-
open both chests to see why the lids are concave. I have to open the other one. He's like giving us super chat, so we'll notice
You have to
what's
open
going on with it.
both chests.
And then there's this.
That's the other coin holder.
There's something in there. Gotta open it all. It's like Christmas. Can always rewrap things later. Just save the bubble wrap.
Yeah, I'm going to have to save this bubble wrap because I'm going to ship it off. I want to make sure. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
What happened? What'd you miss? See what you almost missed? Oh, look at that. How awesome is that?
That's why it's concave.
Yeah. So that's the decoder.
So
And
did
look at
you
the back,
order
it's
one?
Got the eye.
Did you order one of the decoders just so you could do this? Is such a good. I'm keeping this one.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Very cool.
So he made one for the. Remember the secret decoder ring that we gave away? I guess he ordered one. There's probably other places in the Spy Museum, but it fits in. And when you put it in the box, there was a reason he said. I don't know whether you can see this. Where's the other box? Is this ours? Yeah. So if you look at this box, the one that has our logo, this is flat. This surface is flat. And in this box, Shelley noticed that it's concave. This area is, let me see if you can actually see that it's concave. So it's concave, and the reason it's concave is because to fit over
so cool.
this.
Look at
Wow.
that.
I just may order a dozen of those and a dozen of these to give away. That is just cool.
Yeah.
How cool is that? That's going to,
is
that, I
very
don't know. Ooh, do I want to give that away or not? I'll have to think about
Thank
it.
you, 3D Bronze.
Thank you very much,
nice.
3D Bonds. That's very, not only is it very kind, but it's very thoughtful as well. So, treasure chest, open it up, and the secret decoder, the Civil War secret decoder. How cool is that?
Yeah. It's like an advent calendar. And you get boxes
Damn,
and more
brother.
boxes.
That was worth opening. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right, so Shelley
so
and I
awesome.
will figure out which of these things we want to keep, and then we'll figure out which of these things we're going to give away to you guys.
If
So-
anything, because we love it all.
Yeah, we do. That's true. We probably will give away one of the boxes.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. So you can put your with the rooster coin in it.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Wow. And the rooster coins are just totally cool with the rooster on the front and the AGK logo on the back. How cool is that?
They're so cool.
So that was a bunch. Well, that was
Neat.
fun. Here, that one goes. Oh, where did that come from?
That one's in the other box.
That's the one. No, that's the old one. That's the
What?
one that was a little bit big,
Oh, okay.
right? That we took out.
Oh, this is the one Kevin made. That's why it's got
Yeah, it's got the little hairs on it.
the hairs.
Little tiny hairs.
Okay.
Little tiny hairs all over
Woo.
my face.
Thrown all
Oh,
over.
that wore me out. Show's over.
All right, 3D Bronze, you made our night. Very
Very
good.
nice.
You guys want any of these things and you don't want to wait for us to give them away, go to
3dbronze.com. The number
3dbronze.com.
3, the letter D, bronze.com.
and 3D Bronze. We will use that link. He gave us a link, an affiliate link that we can use
Yeah.
if you guys order, so we can get the
It
benefit
is.
of that.
And we'll put that in the description box below, and then you can just click
Just
on that
click
link
on that.
and go directly there if you like.
So, wow, pretty cool, buddy. Thank you. Thanks. Beautiful. Just really cool. I love the coins.
Yes.
Rooster coins with the AGK logo on the back.
Very, very inventive.
Very creative. Okay. You want to read this? This is a long one.
Oh, yeah, okay. You want me to read the whole thing?
Yeah,
All right. This is an email, and we're going to play the email video.
we are
before start
indeed going to
reading.
play the email videos.
So I can. All right.
So Goodell Khan said he's too busy going back and forth to another channel. They must be giving prizes over there too.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Well, okay. So this is revisiting the 200-foot searcher from Tom.
Okay, random comment. Did you write
In
down the winner's
Minnesota.
name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Tom in Minnesota. Hi, Toby and Shelley. The 200-foot searcher quote by Forrest could have been the best clue Forrest has given us. The one thing that I feel is many may not. Sorry. The one thing that I feel is many may have not understood his exact words. Those words are a game changer and should not be ignored. Let's look at what we can learn from the 200-foot searcher. Begin where warm waters halt is clue number 1. This confirmed by Forrest. The next clues are how I interpreted them. Take it in the canyon down, not far but too far to walk, is clue number 2. Put in below the home of Brown, clue number 3. The 200-foot searcher got the first 2 clues correct according to Forrest and got within 200 feet. If the searcher did not put in exactly at the home of Brown, third clue, How could they have been so close? This is when everything starts to make a bit more sense. If the searcher accidentally stumbled upon the 200-foot spot while taking the canyon down without the home of Brown or other clues, they couldn't possibly have known where the chest was hidden. They wouldn't know if they had the first two clues correct at this stage. If the searcher did not yet get to the home of Brown, how much further down the canyon did they need to go? Are the 500-foot searchers also before the home of Brown? Or the 500-foot searchers put in below the home of Brown and at some point walked within 500 feet? We have no idea how far they walk before reaching the 500-foot spot. My thoughts are there's really no way to estimate the distance. Before, I believed the chest was within 500 feet of the home of Brown put in. Now that distance cannot be determined. Just keep in mind Forrest's age and his ability to make 2 trips in and out that should determine the distance. Let's do a quick hypothetical scenario. Let's say we are in a car taking the canyon down. Maybe we are traveling along a stream or river. We see a spot where fishermen park and decide to check it out. We walk a short distance, take a photo, and send it to Forrest. We now could be a 200-foot searcher. Maybe there's another down the road, take pictures, repeat, and qualify as a 500-foot searcher. Maybe there's another spot, a 1,000 feet down the road, that's the correct put-in below the home of Brown. We find something that confirms this. We are now making progress. Here's where Forrest may have given the most important clue in the search. If my theory is correct, then at the home of Brown we need to turn and head back towards where we came from, because we determined that 200-foot searcher only needed 2 clues. Another interview, Forrest was asked if during the search, do we make a loop? His answer was telling in facial expression and words. Firstly, Forrest answers, "You're dangerous." Then paused and replied, "No." Then finishes with something to the effect. He says, without giving too much of the clues away. A loop is circular, so Forrest is able to say no, but turning at some point and heading back somewhat in the direction we already traveled is not a loop. Let's continue. We are now at the home of Brown. The stream or river is shallow and crossing is fairly easy. It's no place for the meek, so we step right in and cross. The end is ever drawing nigh, so after you cross, you go left and start heading back upstream towards where you came. No paddle up your creek, just walk and follow the stream or river till you get your heavy loads and water high. Find the blaze and your quest is over. Another thing to keep in mind, the home of Brown could be a large area with many places to put in. It's very possible that the whole canyon down is the home of Brown. Finding the exact place to put in will be challenging. This too explains getting 2 clues correct, being in the home of Brown already, but you have not yet reached the exact put in, so the 3rd clue has not been reached. Just use the poem to try and make sense of it all, and maybe everything will fall in place. Personally, I have made 4 boots on the ground, all to the same area, each time thinking I solved the poem. I didn't find the chest, but at least I know where it was not hidden. I found potential leads, and will head back this spring and continue my search. I only recently revisited the 200-foot searcher and understood its true value. I will definitely apply this as I continue the chase. Happy holidays and best of luck to everyone. Tom from Minnesota.
Bless his heart. Thank you, Tom, for that commentary.
Oof, did everybody get all that?
Yeah, they did.
There was a lot to follow.
It is a lot to follow. You get confused when you read it like that. We're going to have to figure out another way to handle those long messages, because unless you have the time to go through it, read it once, go through it again, try and figure out what he's trying to accomplish. It's hard to read to the audience.
You can make a video about it,
yeah.
I guess.
Okay, hit it.
This one is
Short.
short. Excuse me. It's from Steve Klein, the Forrest Fenn Collection, Veterans History Project, American Folk Life Center, Library of Congress, and he sent us a link.
And the link, I put the link to the Veterans History Project Forrest Fenn interview in the description box below. So if you'd like to hear those, you're welcome to go there. Thank you, Steve Klein, for sending us that link. We appreciate it.
And the next one is from Tony Russi, and he says, and the title is, Watch These Bacteria Prefer to Eat Meteorites and Thrive in Them on YouTube. He says, what if Yellowstone was originally an asteroid impact site that became a supervolcano? What if where warm waters halt literally is the starting point of all life on Earth, starting with microbial life? And the Native American legends are true. And then he sent us a link.
And I'm showing that link on the screen right now. It is entitled, Did We Find Alien Bacteria? Do Meteorites Just Taste Better? I think it's commonly accepted in the scientific community that there may have been asteroids that brought some forms of life that started the whole process a long time ago. The problem with, I think, Tony's theory is that the areas, the impact craters, that are visible have already been identified. If you look at the area around Prince Edward Island in Canada, there are 3 in almost a line. The asteroid impact that decimated the dinosaurs is, you can see it down in the Yucatan. So Yellowstone, the problem with the Yellowstone area is it doesn't have the same characteristics as an asteroid impact. It's just a big magma bubble waiting to launch us into outer space if you're standing there looking for Fenn's treasure, which should be funny if you think about it. You're standing there and all of a sudden the volcano decides to go off. Boom, you and the treasure. Well, maybe it's not that funny. Never mind.
It's ironic.
It's
Isn't it ironic?
Isn't it ironic that you'd be looking for the treasure and
Don't you
that's
think?
when the damn volcano decides to go off? Is that it in terms of emails?
Sit.
Okay, well, let's do some chat and we can get on to open phone lines. We do have a request from someone to call us. So, okay, why don't you say hi to the room? We haven't done that yet. Hang on.
I got sunshine.
Even though that's not the song.
On a cloudy day.
So we do have a couple of folks in...
If you guys are missing the sunshine, we had a show on the softer side today about
depression.
defeating the winter blues. And,
Depression and defeating the winter blues.
And winter sadness. Sad.
Okay, I'm going to head down to the bottom and
Seasonal
start looking for
affective
questions that have been...
So check that out on the softerside.live.
I'm going to start looking for questions that were preceded with...
Alrighty. I'll start at 7:24 p.m.
Okay, go ahead.
That's where it goes to. So if you wrote to us before 7:24 p.m. and not since, and you want us to say hi to you, make sure you make another comment.
I don't know what it is with Chrome. It's just running slower than the
And then
dickens.
shut her down.
I guess we're done with that. No?
Yeah. So hello to our friends in the chat room, including 500 Pieces, Godelcon, Zozo Rocks, Britt Chaser, Corey Jacobs, Crimson Fox. How many foxes are there?
We got a
Blue
whole
fox,
bunch of
silver fox, crimson fox.
Blue is in the room.
There's every
too.
color of the other
Got to be a
under the
wise guy.
rainbow. Reynaldo Vasquez.
What I was trying to do is use my Restream IO.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to have to read the questions because I can't see 'em.
Idahoer. What are you talking about? Where?
I can't do anything. Restream is dead again. The
Oh.
chat died again.
Oh.
So
Okay. Well, that one's not a question. It was
Just
just
hung
a comment. Idahoer, Alamo Rose, Tim Molina, Joe Treasure Hunter, 3D Bronze, Jeff Anschultz,
Maynard.
LR.
I'm sorry. Don't forget that if you want to ask us a question in the chat room, please precede your question with an @ space gypsies with an apostrophe space kiss. That way it's highlighted for us, and we'll make sure
Usually.
we
Not
see
always.
it.
And a capital G, right? Capital
Yeah,
G,
it has to
capital
be
K.
A, capital G, capital K for kiss.
Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't highlight
So,
it.
yeah.
Okay. We have KJ, Evan Penn, K-Pro, and K-Pro said, if you would like to show the Fenn clip to be able to analyze the nonverbal language of Forrest, you have written permission. Feel free on all of them as a member of the team. Smiley face.
Wow. Thank you for that, K-Pro. She does have a question here. She says...
Kevin's here, but I don't know if he's still here. Hi, Kevin.
Capro says, Gypsy's Kiss, do you think a bigger thing to hear for searchers, LS quote from F, or how the treasure chest will know to be after it passes? I don't think the former. I would rather get that out of the way as quickly as possible, honestly.
We have Doug Carver, Bandit, Captain Marvel.
Oh, there is a lively debate. I think, K-Pro, based on that, I think anything that is going to help people quote, get back in the box, unquote, is going to be better for us over this winter season. So I think a debate about what's going to happen. We know, I think we can predict with some level of accuracy what's going to happen after Fenn passes. And the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to get an announcement a day of someone who, quote, claims to have found the treasure or claims to have found the place where the treasure resided, but they've finished in second place. So that to me is less of a concern than investing our time inside the box. And I think that's why I say the former versus the latter.
Okay. We have Sun Ray, who says, nice work, 3D bronze. AJ Rainville, Lika Lee, MG. It's missing the O on the front. OMG.
Oh.
MG.
Gabriel says Toby was like a kid on Christmas.
BB Bandit. I know where the treasure is.
You know, Bandit, you're right, that's it for all intents and purposes, but it takes a lot of talent to get it to look like that, even though that's what it is. A lot of time, a lot of talent in 3D modeling, 3D design and modeling, because I know 3D modelers who wouldn't know how to make the raised surfaces on that treasure chest. So
No,
it's,
I wouldn't.
you know.
Well, I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know if Kevin knows or not. He was impressed.
Yeah, Kevin
does simple pieces.
Kevin is doing 3D. He actually went out and bought a 3D printer and is using it in one of his courses, right? He's finishing up his engineering degree. And the 3D modeling course is required. And when he saw what 3D Bronze had done, he was really impressed.
Yeah. JK Pioneer, 500 pieces. Steve Klein. We have KJ. Mitchy Mitch is here. Jack. We have a BB Bandit and a Bandit, so that's two different names.
BB Bandit, like letter B, letter B?
Yeah, together.
Toby, are you popping your knuckles? No, I was texting an outbound message, Sassy, and that's why I actually turned it off when I realized you guys were hearing all that.
The Sassy is here. Alamo Rose. And you seeing any questions? Kiwis Road is here. Steve W. Not important. That's a different name. I'm not saying that Steve W. is not important. It's kind of just worked out.
Two different names.
Two different names.
Two different names.
Wayne Ross. Shane McLaughlin. Joe Treasure Hunter. Michael Wimmer. Davio's here. We have Keyword. Keyword is somebody's name. Interesting.
No questions. I don't have any questions.
Because I can. Bobbert is here. No, they're just having a conversation as far as I can tell. If we miss your
Sternworm.
question, rewrite it after we get through this.
Sternworm is asking me to repeat something. I don't know what he's asking. Sternworm, what do you want me to repeat?
Swami. William. Shane. I said Shane, didn't I?
So did Sternworm tell us what happened to his adventure? Did he end up going on it, or did the snow stop him?
I don't know.
Okay.
The Bear. Cheryl. Joshua Suggs.
So, K-Pro, I'm going to call you first. Once we get through the text messages, I'm going to call you first, and we can debate the topic that you were writing about in the chat room.
Kevin Motazidai.
Wow.
I'm guessing. It's as close as I'm going to get.
Oh, Sternworm. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Sternworm.
Violet Mercury's here. Hey, Violet.
Violet is a she just came up with her is got a new YouTube channel that covers Fenn. I think for the most part, her videos are covering the Fenn treasure hunt. Go check her out. She has she's developing like all new YouTubers do, and so go over and let me see if I can find her channel. Give it to you. You
So
guys
we
can go
have the
subscribe.
Sassy. We have K-Pro. And those are our moderators. I don't
Is
know if I
ES in the
saw
room?
Anybody else? Sternworm was joking about repeating the entire email.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got that. Let's see if we can find Violet.
Czar.
Oh my
Keep
gosh.
getting stuck here. What's up?
It's just Chrome. YouTube is just running slow as a barrel of molasses
Glenna Friedman.
filled with monkeys.
Stark Willow. Andre.
Okay, here's Violet's. Her last video was
Jeremy
Forrest Fenn
Morgan.
asked if you've been wise.
Peely.
And she posted that yesterday. So this is Violet's YouTube channel. Go subscribe
Laddie
to her.
Addy.
She's a new YouTuber.
Fen
New
Fan.
Fenn tuber. So go check out her channel, subscribers. She has 55 subscribers. She should
Lisa
have
Smith.
at least 75 by the end of the night if you guys do your job.
Stacy Harwood. Calabrado is here.
Say hi to Sarah for us.
Jeffrey Grayjack. Mike Wood.
Rats.
Steve W.
I lost my analytics.
I have them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that everybody?
I think so.
Okay. Let me read text messages, and then I've got a couple of people to call. And K-Pro, I'm going to call you first, all right? And we have to talk while the phone is ringing. I got to tell you what happened. So we got a copyright strike from Atlantic Records, and they actually cited the piece of music. It was some rap song, and they gave me the exact time that they cited as the copyright complaint. And it was it 2 weeks ago or last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday.
And the point of the copyright complaint, we called somebody, and the copyright complaint is against the phone ringing, the outside phone ringing, and it's because it's in this stupid rap, not stupid, this rap song. So we had to file a dispute over you've claimed
Violet
copyright.
Mercury wants to know what made you rethink your first solve.
What made me rethink my first theory? The failure of the first theory, right? So you go out, everybody has a first theory that they believe is perfect, right? This is just the nature of this beast. So you read the book, you buy the book, you read the book, you read the poem, you read the book, you read the poem. Within 2 weeks, usually less, you will have come up with your first search theory. I can show you the page in that book that has exactly where I thought it was. And so I convinced my son, this was back in 2013, so I convinced my son to join me on the adventure that was along the Rio Chama, Warm Waters Halt, Home of Brown, put in, no place for the meek, etc., etc., and it wasn't there. And so I had to go back and kind of rethink what I was doing. Now, I'm actually at this point, after 6, 7 years, I'm actually reconsidering that first theory.
Well, when Forrest Fenn said it didn't have anything to do with a dam,
yeah,
then
that's
that kinda
that's
also
what it
told
was.
You.
That's right. So he at some point soon after that he said warm waters halt don't have anything to do with the dam. And my warm waters, as most of the people in this room know, have to do with the definition of warm waters in the New Mexico fishing regulations. And that particular set of warm waters ended at El Vado Dam. But then when I started thinking about it afterward, and so I said, oh, screw it, it's not in the dam. It's like when he said it's not in the Rio Grande. I quit looking in Pilar and a couple of other places on the Rio Grande. But when he said it, he says warm water salt doesn't have anything to do with a dam. He's right. Warm water salt doesn't have anything to do with a dam. It has to do with the New Mexico fishing regulations. It just happens to be that a dam is there. It's the dam that's secondary. So I'm actually having second thoughts about that first theory. That's a good question. Thank you. Made me think about it. I like it.
And you're welcome for the answer.
What?
I said, and you're welcome for the answer.
Oh, yeah. Why, who's buzzing me here? Oh, Mel Rustad responded.
Oh, good.
So the coin's given away. He sent me his address. So
Coin is gone.
Coin followed up right away. Good. Well done, Mel. Let's see. So where are we? Are you done with the room?
Yeah, well,
No more
Denise
questions?
Bagley, Madison JX are here. I just saw their names just now. And yes, we're done. Hey, Toby, do you always let Shelley overtalk you? I think it's kind of cute.
Yes, I do.
Well, we
She has
prefer
something
that
to say.
over dead air.
Right. It's better for us to be talking about something even over its...
Ashley B. Ashley, this is our first time on the live stream. Good for you, Ashley.
Yay, welcome. Glad
Thanks
you're
for being
here.
here.
Shall we call you? Send me your phone number and I'll call you. We'll talk.
We'll talk.
That
We'll
sounds
have
terrible.
some coffee. We'll
We'll have some
talk.
coffee. We'll talk. Okay, hey, we're going to read text.
What's that?
Capro says, yes, Shelley is very bossy and the dominant person between the two. Poor Toby.
Now the secret's out.
The secret is definitely out. She's in control. I say we're partners, but we're partners like
He gets
that.
to keep what I say he gets to keep.
Meh. Okay. Toby, Shelley, Magical Treasure Princess, Topster. Okay, we got some text messages. Let's read those first. This one is from 812. Remember, if you're going to send me a text message, by the way, if you want to send me a text message, send a text message to 202-815-1171. You can also, at this point, leave a voicemail, but later on we'll open up that number so that you can call in. But when you send me a text message, include your first name and the state from which you are texting, so at least we can say something nice about you. So this is, hang on, where was I? This is from, it doesn't say, it's from Josh in South Georgia. Thank you for following those directions, Josh. I appreciate it. He says, good afternoon. I'm new to the chase. I've only been studying the poem, books, and associated media for about a month. He sounds like he's a college English major. I did catch something that I thought could be telling and thought I would ask about it. Is the first interview in which Forrest Fenn says the treasure is above 5,000 feet in elevation. What he actually says, the treasure is 7, and then corrects himself, 5,000 feet. Do you think that could have been a Freudian slip of sorts? I believe that when preparing to give that clue, he was thinking about the actual elevation of the treasure in preparation, and as such, accidentally stated 7. Anyway, not sure if I should only be sending a question during the broadcast or at any time. If so, I apologize. You're welcome to send a question anytime. We pick a time during the broadcast to read the question. I agree with you. I think he basically gave away at that point, in a Freudian way, the height, the altitude of where the treasure is hidden. Because I think he had it in his mind, and he was in front of a big audience of Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Good Morning America? So he had a national audience at this point. He never expected to be in that position. He was a little nervous. Those guys come charging into his house with a crew of 22, lights, camera, action. He's a nervous guy at that point. And I think you're right. I think he was going to Freudian slip. He knew exactly what he had to check, right, to make sure. He knew what altitude the treasure was hidden in. And when she said, can you give us a hint? He started by saying, well, the treasure is hidden at 7,222 feet, realized at 7 that he was about to make a mistake, and corrected himself to above 5,000 feet. I agree with you 100% on that matter. I think you can find the treasure at 7,000 feet. You can ignore the 2,000 feet between 5,000 and 7,000.
Kevin Moe, why is Forrest's chest in the Detroit Institute of Art?
Why?
Why is Forrest's chest in the Detroit Institute
it's
of
not.
Art?
Well, it's not. First of all, it's not Forrest's chest. It is a chest that was donated
the
to
Today Show. Okay.
it was
Today Show.
Today Show, not good. Good Morning America. It was a chest that was donated to the Detroit Institute of Art, and if you go back there, I think it was like in the 70s that it was donated, and the curator of the Detroit Institute of Art researched it and concluded that the provenance of that particular chest went back to, if I remember correctly, the early 1900s. So, and it does look like it's in much better shape than Forrest's chest does. So the question is, why does the curator of the Detroit Institute of Art believe that he has in their possession, that they have in their possession, a chest that was produced around the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, and Fenn believed that he has a chest that was produced in the late Romanesque period. So, one of those two things is wrong. We just don't know which one is. So either the Detroit Institute of Art is incorrect in their curation, or the guy that sold it to Fenn is incorrect in their estimate, and there was no follow-up. So it's not Fenn's chest. It's a similar chest, and not unusual when you consider it's a cast bronze. Who knows how many of those chests were cast? That's why you cast, because you want to make some additional ones. Okay, so this one's from Josh. He's from Connecticut. He says, "Who do you think is the lead searcher?" Josh, we don't believe there is a lead searcher, and I'm hoping that in the near future we'll be able to put that to rest. We believe that the concept of the lead searcher, and I'll put that in air quotes, was a myth that was developed inside the community and has acquired an energy of its own. But the idea that there's someone out there in front of all of the rest of us, and that somehow Forrest is aware of that and either promotes the concept or doesn't promote the concept is just a little bit too much to believe. So we don't believe there is a lead searcher. We don't think anybody is the lead searcher. We think we are all equals in all of this. None of us know where it is.
We all equally unknowing.
Okay, let me see. Oh, what happened here? Okay, this is from no name. It's from area code 812. They say, "Hi, Shelley and Toby." Oh, she does say, "Hi, Shelley and Toby. My name is Amanda Truax, and wondered if I could talk to you guys a bit about Forrest Fenn and the like. I unearthed some ubilytics.
Thanks, cow lasers.
What is that for? Well, thank you.
Thanks for the audio help.
Oh,
and
we're
for
not
helping
done.
Decide on the next Forrest Fenn clip to show on Monday.
Now, I don't know that we've decided. Has that been resolved? Because I thought you guys were still talking about it.
Maybe they have resolved it.
Truax, and wondered if I could talk to you guys a bit about Forrest Fenn and the like. Do me a favor. Mm-hmm. Look up the. Oh, you're not there.
Do what?
Read that, and I'm going to look up that word.
Okay.
Because I don't know what she's telling me.
My name is Amanda, and I wondered if I could talk to you guys a bit about Forrest Fenn and the like. I unearthed some eubolytics that I'm not hearing anyone else publicly disclose, and my neural inference engine is over encumbered with reflective processing, of which I think y'all could collaboratively lend guidance thereupon. That is, if yous would kindly see fit to oblige, of course. Thank you both, and I look forward to hearing back from Yins.
Younis. Younis.
Ewans. We
So
can shave the scruff of it easier as a team, I'm convinced.
that may very well true. So the word eubolytics doesn't exist. Could that be just a?
Analytics?
It could be analytics that I'm not hearing anyone else say. Well, we'll give her a call. So we'll give you
Yeah.
a call. We have your phone number, and we will talk while it's ringing.
We'll sing a song.
We'll sing a song.
Are we ready?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. I'll sing it later.
So Amanda Truax wondered if I could talk to you guys a bit about Forrest Fenn and like I unearthed some eubolytics. I'm not sure what that word is. So Josh, that was there.
Eubolytics. Ubillytics.
Okay, this is from. Oh, another one from Josh. Wait a minute. Is this the same Josh? No, Josh from South Georgia. Okay. I just read this, right? Yeah, we just read that. Sorry. Catching up. Okay, this is from Christian in New Jersey. He says, "Hey, beautiful people. One, what do you guys think about when Forrest said that he put one foot in front of the other to hide the treasure? Two, do you think the treasure may be in a public park in one of the 4 states?" So I think a good example of the way, I think you have to spend time, Josh, is that Josh? I'm sorry, Christian, with the way Forrest talks. Because a lot of the things Forrest talks, he says as if they were obvious. And I'm going to cite 2 examples that we've all become aware of in the past couple of weeks. So he recently said, when asked the question, how do you start? He said, well, you get in your car, right? To Forrest Fenn, the idea that you start a treasure hunt by getting in your car and driving to where you think warm waters halt is obvious, right? That it just makes sense to him. It's not a clue. It's just he's kind of laughing at us in a way, and I don't mean that in a mean way. He just thinks it's funny. We think there's something special about where you start. He says, no, you start by getting in your car and driving to where warm water salt. He did it again in this conversation where, and I'll read it. He thinks that something that's perfectly obvious to him, he thinks it's funny that it's not, that somehow or the other we're reading much into it. He says, but you one is going to, let's see, but you got to have all of them, meaning all of the clues. One is not going to take you there. I've been asked 100 times which is the most important clue in the poem. He shakes his head. It's so obvious. To me, the most important clue is the last one because you're holding the treasure. How can you say that any of the clues are more important? So to him, it's obvious that that's the most important clue. That shouldn't be up for debate. You're holding the treasure. It's the most important clue. Now, I think I would care to debate that because I think the most important clue is the first one. The point that I'm trying to make here is when he says he put one foot in front of the other, that's how you walk. That's obvious to him. There's no dancing around. There's no riding a horse. There's no launching an ATV. There's none of that. They're simply putting one foot in front of the other in order to get through the set of directions that he's given us in the poem. So I've given up trying to read stuff into that kind of thing because when he says something that your first reaction should be, when he says like you need to put one foot in front of the other, your reaction to that should be, oh, well, that's obvious, because he thinks that's obvious. He thinks we shouldn't be reading anything into putting one foot in front of the other. Did you kick me because I'm going too long? Or
No, my
was it
foot was falling asleep.
Okay.
I had to move it.
Ew. Okay. Okay.
I wasn't even
Oops.
listening to you, so
We did get.
I don't know.
Okay. So this is Ashley B. Ashley here. Was she in the room? Ashley B. Ashley.
Yes.
My first time on your live stream. This was originally a treasure hunt for his friends and the local community only. It makes sense it would be in the area and wouldn't be practical to have the Santa Fe community traveling all the way up to Montana. Also, it would need to be somewhere where the weather is pleasant and forgiving. Not only is the monetary value high, but the intrinsic historic value. I can't imagine him leaving something like that far from him. Those treasures are precious to him. I agree. It's in New Mexico. Ashley, thank you. We agree wholeheartedly. Did I tell these guys the story about Sean?
We just got another $20
Wow.
from Crimson Fox.
Wow.
Anyone have a solve that has an Amelia Earhart reference?
Oh, good question. Does anyone have a theory that has a reference to Amelia Earhart? And if you went to the Cody Museum, you'd find it damned interesting that in the entryway to the branch that is dedicated to Buffalo Bill Cody and his life, right there is a
Small little, just a
religious
one thing. It's her coat and
her story.
yeah, it's
It just
Amelia Earhart. It's
Weird.
just one small little thing.
turns out she had a place near Cody.
So what were we saying to Ashley?
Which phone is it? She didn't ask a question. She was just she was just kind of agreeing with our New Mexico.
Well,
theory.
I thought she's doing real well. She's
Yeah.
ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Good for you, Ashley. Stick with it. 'Cause logical. Lots of logical thinking there.
And the weather is pleasant. We have pleasant weather here in New Mexico.
Overall, yeah. There's only a
Overall.
couple of months where it's just really too cold and snowy to do much, but the rest of the year it's pretty good.
Okay, I'm not going to open up the phone lines yet because I'm going to call Christy.
Tell
and
the
see.
Sean story. Everybody wants to hear the Sean story. now.
Oh, okay. So, as you guys know, my daughter Sean is an artist. And this last weekend, they had the Spanish Colonial Artists Market, Spanish Art Market.
All right. Sturmworm found a SoundCloud rapper with my name. Check his song Courtesy. LS confirmed.
LS, good lead searcher confirmed. Yeah, because he's writing rap about you. But thank you for the contribution, Sturmer. We do appreciate it. So she's an artist. This last weekend, they were at the Spanish Market, Winter Market at the Hotel Albuquerque here in Albuquerque. And there was, at the end of the evening, there was a cocktail party. And she ran into a couple there that she recognized. For those of you that are familiar with Albuquerque, in the summer, we have something called the Rail Yards Market. And it's a place that's held at the old rail yards. It's this big, huge building that used to be used for maintenance, rail yards maintenance. And they converted it into a place
A lot of
where
glass.
every Sunday, a lot of beautiful glass. Every Sunday,
you would think,
they have a market.
why would you have a glass building for repairing trains? It just
Light.
seems too fancy.
Light.
It
Because
just
you
seemed
keep-
too fancy.
No, it was light. The purpose was light. Anyway, where was I?
So they were in the rail yards.
Oh, they were in
market.
the Rail Yards Market, and there's this couple, and she always has a booth there every Sunday during the summer, and they have food, they have farmers, they have artists, they have all kinds of things. It's really a cool place.
lot of
It's the
handmade
cool place to be on
products.
Sundays. Anyway, she always had this little couple that used to have a booth next to her, and they sold soap, handmade soap. They were an older couple. They were in my age group, like her, like old enough to be her father, maybe even her grandfather. But they were always very kind to her. They were always talking to her, and they were always giving her the gifts of this soap. And they just made friends. Anyway, that night at the cocktail party, last Saturday at the cocktail party, she saw them. And so they started talking. They greeted each other warmly. They started talking, and they started asking Sean about her background, and she started asking them about their background. They moved to Santa Fe from the East Coast, and they established a gallery in Santa Fe. And she said, "Oh, where was your gallery?" And they said it was on the corner of Canyon Road and Delgado Street. Well, I don't know how much you know about me, but on my mother's side, my mother's maiden name was Delgado. It's a name in Santa Fe that goes back to the late 1600s. So there's actually a street named after my family, and the reason is that at the corner of Canyon Road, which is, again, if anybody's been to Santa Fe, Canyon Road is where all the art galleries are, all the art galleries and kind of the high-end stuff. But there's an intersection at Delgado and Canyon Road, and there's a house there that was my great-grandfather's house. It's where my grandfather grew up. And they sold that house to someone else, and then they moved down to Palace Avenue across from what used to be St. Vincent's Hospital, closer to town. Anyway, that was why it was called Delgado Street, because the Delgados had property right there. It turns out that he bought that property at some point in the late 70s or 80s, and he had a gallery. His last name is Pushkin. It was the Pushkin Gallery. And Sean said, "Oh, that's really amazing." And he said, "Yeah, we were Santa Fe Gallery owners, and we just do the soap as a hobby because we're retired now. And if they had a gallery in Santa Fe and did well, you end up doing well." What?
People are saying turn the phone down.
Oh, because people are beeping. Just turn it off there
Okay.
until we actually go. So they started talking about gallery work, and she said, "Oh, well then you might know Forrest Fenn," and like his whole demeanor changed. And he said, "Yeah, I know Forrest Fenn. I can tell you." And he started like raising his voice and pointing his finger. And he says, "I can tell you about Forrest Fenn." The only reason he made money as gallery is because he bought that dead man's estate from his poor, he said widow, he meant daughter, from his poor daughter for peanuts, and then he turned him into a big artist name, and that's where he made all his money. And like he went on for 5 minutes with his complaint about how Forrest had made his money. And so my daughter thought, well, this is pretty interesting. I wonder where this can go. So her being a little bit of a Younis, she thought, let me see what else I can get out of here. And she says, well, what do you think of that treasure that he hid? And she said, it got even worse. He turned into like a, what's that? My pretty.
Gollum.
He turned into like Gollum, and he started going like this. I'm just going to do the imitation, okay? He went like this.
That treasure, you tell me that man would take a bunch of little trinkets, little gold trinkets, and he would put them in a little box, and then he'd take the little box and he'd put it up in the mountains. That never happened. That man would never do that. That is not the Forrest Fenn that I know.
So it was just like, whoa, what's going on there? Now, I can tell you from what little experience I have in that period, because I didn't live in Santa Fe. I was on the East Coast during that period, but I used to come back to Santa Fe. And one of the things that I noticed is that as they were developing Paseo de Peralta, the Fenn Gallery, which probably was the Fenn Gallery at that point, but prior to that, it was on one of the back streets off Canyon Road. But when the Paseo del Peralta came around, it was suddenly right there in the middle of the major thoroughfare through east and northern Santa Fe. So he either planned that or he lucked into that. But this guy was really unhappy about it, and it was just interesting to hear. It was interesting to hear the story, and I think there's something to be said. Holly says Pushkin Gallery has a Russian. Pushkin is a Cyrillic name, a Russian name, and it might be that he wasn't able to get Fashien's work because Fashion was a Russian, as was Leon Gaspard. And Fenn acquired those properties in kind of the same way. After they passed away, he bought the entire estate, and not only bought all the remaining paintings, he bought all their notebooks, notes, memorabilia, et cetera, and he basically transformed that using great marketing from a relatively unknown Taos artist into Fashion, and he did that. That was the two artists that he went to that he took to Russia. So he knew what he was doing in terms of marketing, but this gentleman was very offended at all that. It was interesting to hear. So it's funny how that happens. She was at another event, and somebody named Tom W. came up. How did she figure out he was a Fenn person?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, she asked why he was in town. And he said he had come here to search for the Fenn treasure. And she said, oh, well, maybe you know my
Is
dad.
this the one that... This guy?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's Tom W. from Minnesota.
Oh, it might be him. It might be the same guy. And she said, maybe you know my father. And she said his name, and of course he did, and it might be the same Tom W. So it's funny how she runs into these people. So, okay. So we've got a couple more text messages before we open up the phone line. Sorry. So this is Christian again, and he said, "This is Christian. Toby, I have a solve with Amelia in it, but you didn't answer the second question of my first text." Okay, so Christian, if you're in the chat room, who was it that wanted to know?
No, what?
He wanted, somebody gave us a super chat. They wanted to know if anybody had a Amelia Earhart theory.
Oh, that was Silver Fox? Crimson Fox.
Crimson Fox.
Sorry.
So Crimson Fox, Christian. I don't know what Christian's name in the chat room is. Christian, so why don't you type in the chat room, address it to Crimson Fox, and let them know that you have an Amelia Earhart theory, and maybe he's going to pay you for it. I don't know. And I didn't answer your second question. So, beautiful people. 2, do you think the treasure may be in a public park within one of the 4 states? No, I do not. And the reason is the public park is owned by the public. So it would be the equivalent. So if you mean a national park, this sounds very much like The Secret, right? Because he put them all in public parks.
Yeah.
Because if you put it in a national park, then you have to deal with a national park. The public, if it's a public park, let's say it's like the Plaza in downtown Santa Fe, which is a public park. Then you're going to have to deal with this city of Santa Fe, and they own it until you can prove otherwise. So it's not, I don't believe that Forrest put the treasure in a place that would put obstacles of any kind in the way of the finder owning the treasure. That's why we think it's either BLM or National Forest land. I think it sounds to me like he made it a point to put the treasure in a location that would make it easy for the finder to own rather than making it difficult for the finder to own.
Yep.
Okay, my name is Lynn. We are having so much fun with this treasure hunt. Thank you for sharing your information. You're welcome, Lynn. Very nice. Okay. I don't think we have any voicemails. Let me see. Oh, we do have a voicemail. No, we don't have a voicemail. Okay. I am not going to open the phone lines. I'm going to call Christy first, and then I'm going to call the lady that had the umbilicals.
The umbilicals?
I don't know what it is.
Umbilical.
Okay, get ready to talk. Talk to me.
Blah,
There's
blah,
no
blah.
ringing
What
in
was
the
I,
phone. And the
Hello.
Hi. Hey.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, so did you and Mike resolve the issue of what to do next Monday?
No, that's why he super chatted, or part of the reason. He also
Ew.
needs some audio help. But we just wanted to get a little bit more insight because we have a philosophical difference, which Mike and I often do.
Yeah.
It's not serious. I mean, it's not serious.
Yeah,
but it's kind of we're wanting to roll out these quotes in
the cutting room floor quotes, as you call them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're wanting to roll them out in an impactful way.
Yeah.
And we just disagree on what the next one should be. And I know I'm right, and he doesn't realize he's wrong. And so we thought
you're not
we
wearing
would
your
bring
crown.
I actually told him Christmas present, hashtag tiara. I'm not going to say what he should give me, but I've given hints.
So what does he want to release? What's the one he wants to release?
So I will be fair to him. I think the one that would be, once you hear it, really more interesting to searchers is how will we know after you pass the treasure chest being found? Is there a way to know? Tell us a little bit about that. I think that is, once you know the answer, it is very interesting. I believe it is the lead searcher and what Forrest thinks of the lead searcher. It'll just put that baby to bed. We're talking about it more, even though I think the more valuable one would be the treasure chest known after the fact. So, what do you think?
I think that you have to ask yourself 2 questions. Number one, which answer will come as more of a surprise to the community? Because the surprise is what's going to cause activity, right? Whenever we get something that we thought we knew and we don't, that generates a lot of activity, a lot of energy, and I think that's positive. So that's the first question. What's going to create the most surprise / energy in the community? And like, have you heard that line that the only bad publicity is no publicity?
Yeah.
Energy in the community is the same way. The only bad energy is no energy. So the more energy that occurs in the community, the better it is for the community, right? That's my opinion. The second question that you have to ask yourself is, if I really wanted to do something if my objective in life was to do something for the community, what could I do that would cause them to invest their time more wisely than they may have been investing their time now, right? So anytime that you know the fact about something, so when somebody says to me, do you believe the gentleman that asked tonight? Do you believe who do you believe is the lead searcher? My response is, I don't believe there is a lead searcher, and the reason I say that is because you can spend a lot of time, effort, and money worrying about whether or not you're the lead searcher, doing the things that you think the lead searcher might do, instead of doing what Fenn tells us all the time: simplify, get back in the box. If I'm out here worrying about whether I'm the lead searcher or not, then what I'm not doing is looking for the treasure. So anything. Then what I'm trying to say is anything that you can do to reduce wastage, then I would do.
Okay. Shelley,
Yes.
what do you think?
Well, I think that you're going to get both of them eventually. So, flip a coin.
Well, and I really think that was where I'm going to go back to Forrest's quote of, I think he said it in the interview, but I think he said it elsewhere, is,
Yeah.
I just don't argue with Peggy, and because she's going to do whatever she wants anyway.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Not that there's obviously we're nowhere near the celebration that they have in a long relationship, but it's either going to be this Monday or next Monday. We're just debating on the next one. We have so many fun ones coming up, but this one we wanted to be impactful. I think both of them would be. So I'll let Mike look back on this. I know,
and if it's, if that's the logic, if that's what you're doing, then I don't know how many of these you have. I can imagine I can roughly estimate them. Then the proper way to roll them out would be so that you do them in order of impact, right? So to me, the discussion about what's going to happen after he passes is predictable. Therefore, it has less impact than dealing with the question of the lead searcher, than dealing with the question of which clue is most, whatever they are. I would roll them out so that they are progressively more impactful. And I may have just talked myself out of the logic of what I recommended to you before.
Oh, great! I'm glad it's clear as mud now.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's write them all down, and on a scale of 1 to how many ever there are, which one is going to have the most impact on your...
Well, yeah, and Cynthia and I and Mike all wrote down our list, and I would say there's about 15 on each of ours, and they mostly overlap. There's a couple that dropped off one and added to others.
Yeah.
But each of us had a different, most impactful one.
Yeah.
Like, which is the one that we went, I changed my search location based on that.
Right.
And the two, neither of those are the actual ones coming up. But because it's interesting, there's ones that are different. Oh, that's impactful to my search solve.
Right.
Versus that would be the lead searcher. I'm the first to say, I think I'm exactly like you, Toby. I don't think the lead searcher is as impactful as the search community thinks it is. I think it is more helpful to those that need something as gratification to come in and say, I'm the lead searcher. It put the baby to bed,
Yeah.
but the baby to bed is different than it would help me get closer. Not
Agreed.
that anything really would.
I agree. And that's kind of what I'm suggesting. There are effectively two categories, right? Category one is the one that's not going to help you find the treasure, but it's going to help you not waste time. For example, the treasure is not in Idaho, right? That doesn't help me find the treasure. It just helps me spend less money and less time looking in Idaho. So that's one. That's one that doesn't have that kind of impact. On the other hand, you have the first clue is begin at where warm waters halt. That's not just saving me time. That's putting me on target with what to do with all these clues that start with the 9 clues that start with begin at where warm waters halt. We've got more information in the past 6 months about the 9 clues than we had in the previous 9 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and so
because
those
now
are-
we know
those-
what the first clue is and we know what the last
Yep.
clue is.
Yep. And I think between what Cynthia said, and I've talked to her in length about different things related to the 5 different outlets, documentarians and news reporters that
Yeah.
are putting things out, and then ours. And remember, ours has been in the last month. I know some people are saying, oh my gosh, you got yours in the last month. Why aren't you putting it out now? If you realize most documentarians, they take 6, 12, 18 months. There's some that are out there at least 6 months,
Yeah.
let alone we
Yeah.
are now we're the most public because we are searchers that are doing it, but we are also moving the quickest. So those that are frustrated, in 21 days we're not releasing this.
Right.
That's just not realistic. You
Well,
guys need to realize
and
we're
the other
working.
the other thing is that what comes out in the documentary basically levels the playing field because everybody finds out about it at exactly the same time. So it's almost irrelevant what it doesn't go about. I know that what Thomas Leach worked on the lure for 16 months, right, before it actually made it onto the big screen. And the result, I've got to believe that he's disappointed with the results because it's a hard market to meet. It isn't a large market, and I think it's a good story, but it's only important to a couple of people, right? Respectively speaking.
Well, but here's something that we're doing that's a little bit backwards. Usually you wait for your major documentary or press to come out, and then you might put snippets or B-roll footage out
Right.
after.
Yeah, that's right.
I have gotten enough pressure. I've been working with Alan to say, what can we give before? Because this is unique and it's more public. That is very unique. Usually everything waits a good 4, 6, 8, 12 months. Nothing comes out until after. So when we talk about some of the things that are in work right now, like Jens, how many months ago? He went to Fenbury. He's done some follow-up. I mean, he's working at the speed of light, I think, and he is still a good 6 months delayed. We're 1 month. And I'm new to it. We're working with the documentarian that's been out a while. So we're trying. We're doing our best.
Mhm.
We're always going to have a few critics. I'm not going to focus on the few critics, but we're truly trying to get it out as quickly as possible.
And that's fair. And I don't have any doubt you guys are going to do the best possible job about getting it out. And honestly, I think what you're doing in terms of releasing these cutting room floor quotes is actually good for marketing, right? It's good for the community. It's good for marketing. So I have no complaints.
Yeah.
I think you're doing as much as you can, as quickly as you
Well,
can.
but I did
I
hear
know
you
how long it
kind of
takes.
took my side, and then you took Mike's side, and I
No,
don't
no, no,
know
no, no.
where we land. For
Yeah,
Monday.
the side that I would take, I if it was me, I would do, I would have the conversation about the lead searcher because that saves time, right?
Okay.
That's my opinion. But if you and Mike have already had a conversation about this and you've got it listed out, well then roll them out. Least important to most important.
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you. This
All
has
right.
been fun.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, one more call, and then we'll open up the phone lines because we got to call that lady back that we promised. Actually, we didn't promise, but oops. If you all get a chance, I would really love some input and feedback on the video series I recently put up from Not Important. So, not send me send the link to a Gmail, and I will talk about it in our next show. This is from 505. Hello, Toby and Shelley. I'm thinking that the chest is empty. That's why at the end of the poem that it says, I'll give you title to the goal as an IOU instead of something else. That way you will know it was be found. You don't have to recover. The rest of it, who is Mr. So I don't agree with you. Number one, if you do not believe that Forrest Fenn took a bunch of trinkets, put them in a treasure box, put that treasure box up in the mountains, and then wrote a book and a poem supporting the idea that you need to find it, don't waste your time. If you think what you're going to find is an empty box with a piece of paper that says, go to the Bank of Santa Fe and pick up the treasure, don't waste your time. It's either in the box or there is no treasure. It doesn't make sense any other way. Secondly, if you look at the manner in which the poem was written, he had 24 lines to do three things. Indicate that he's of sound mind, and he actually did this, tell you where to find it, and then transfer title in writing, because what he wrote in those last, the second half of the fifth stanza and the last half of the last stanza would stand in court as the transfer of ownership, if it ever got that far, right? So he's always said the owner of something is the person who holds the title. He's given you title in that poem. It is not a piece of paper. All you need is that last stanza. That's all you would need in court to prove that A, you found the treasure, and Forrest Fenn has given it to you as the finder. So I don't think. I think the chest is as he described it. It's a bronze chest weighing about 22 pounds, containing 20 pounds of valuables. And it's not at Forrest Fenn's house. And the reason that is all of that changes when he passes away. He's not going to put his family in a situation where we have to go look for the treasure at his house after he's passed away. One of the things that you ought to consider, each of you should consider, because I do, in your theories or how you look at the search, is how is all of this going to change once he passes? He's going to be 90 next year, right? He could leave us at any day. Not that any of us want him to, but I think one of the things that you should be considering and making notes on is what you're going to do, what you expect the rest of the community to do, what you expect the media to do, what you expect people's response to the media is going to be when he passes, because the world of the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt is going to change dramatically, and you should be considering it. And you shouldn't be making plans that assume that he's going to be around for 150 years. You should assume he's going to be around a couple more years, and that the treasure is going to be found after he passes. It is far more likely, in my opinion, that the treasure will be found after he passes than before, and the world will change. Our world will change. Okay, so let me go back to...
Somebody asked, is it possible to be hiking around Santa Fe? And here it is. Is it possible to hike in and around Santa Fe over the next 3 weeks? Not to search, more to acclimate and enjoy time off.
So the ski basin at Santa Fe is, I think, 10,000 feet. It really depends on the weather. They will close roads. You can go as far north and as far up. North meaning
right
direction.
Now the roads are open.
Yeah, the roads are open.
There's no snow on the horizon.
Right, and you can go, and it is safe. And if it wasn't safe, they would close the roads. Even if the roads are open and there is snow, you don't want to get off the roads. That's where people start, putting themselves at risk. But as long as the roads are open, you can do whatever you want, and they're very good in northern New Mexico about keeping the roads to the ski basins open. You can get to Taos. You can get to the Taos ski basin. You hang around Taos ski basin for a while, and you're going to acclimate. If you decide to get not much at Taos, but at Red River, for example. Red River ski basin, you can stay there. It's at 10,000, 9,000, 9,800 feet, and you can do some acclimation there. Stick around Santa Fe. Santa Fe is at 7,000 feet. If you stay at the Inn of Loretto, you're going to sort of some of the other major hotels. There's a little basket on your dresser, and it has a can of oxygen in it. and that's for the flatlanders that have to acclimate from going from 0 to 7,000 feet overnight. Drink lots of water, carry aspirin, and the minute you get a headache, take an aspirin and drink a bottle of water. Make sure you're hydrated. But yeah, it would, as long as the roads are open. I mean, it's they're not going to let you do anything stupid. Don't get off the roads. The state government, state government, county government, local
We're
government.
from the state government. We're here to help you.
Yeah, we're from state government. We're here to help you. Why did
Jim
you?
Hunter says, what was Forrest referring to, quote, a mystery in the video clip aired Thor?
Eh,
I don't know.
I
Do you
don't know. I
anything
haven't
about
seen the clip.
Christy, do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Because we're not sure.
I don't remember that word. It's certainly not in the transcript that I made. Okay, dang nabbit. Let's get some phone calls in. Jeffrey, thank you very much for your contribution. Yeah, Flatlanders. I mean, going to Santa Fe from sea level to 7,000 feet is a dramatic change. It'll take you 3 days to acclimate in Santa Fe. Wow, you guys aren't wasting any time from Holdridge, Nebraska. Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name and what's your question? Oh, hold on. Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name and what's your question? Holdridge. Hi.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good.
What's your name?
Jeremy Morgan.
Jeremy, what you calling about? Did we talk before, Jeremy? I don't remember this.
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, okay, great. First-time caller. First time. What do they say? Go ahead. It's just people trying to call in. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I got the keyword, I think, and I would like to put my solve out there, which I think it's a really, really good solve.
Okay, so you have the key. Let's start. You want to do this on my show, or you want to write a book about it, or what? How do you want to do this?
I just want to do it on your show.
Okay, well, I'm going to we got about 10 minutes. So let's start with the keyword. What do you think the keyword is?
Meek.
Meek. All right, that definitely is in the poem. We don't know. Now, so Forrest kind of qualified it today, and I don't know how much of our show you watched at the beginning. I don't think the word is key anymore because key unlocks something in the poem. I think of it more as a word that's important. So in that question, do you think we're still dealing with a keyword, that it unlocks some secrets in the poem, or that it is a important word?
I think it kind of unlocks the whole poem. I think that Meek, and basically because of Joe Meek.
Yeah.
The Mount Meek is in the Tetons.
Yeah.
But I think. Well, hold on. It's hard to hear you on my phone. It's really drawn out. So Meek, I think, is the key word for the simple fact of where it's at.
Yeah.
In the Teton Mountains, you got Grand Teton, Middle Teton, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, Joe Meek was a
mountain man,
fur trader in there.
Yeah.
And
mountain man.
anyways, he went through the Rocky Mountains, but that's the only place. If you look at the old maps and stuff, his territory kind of meets that point. And
did we lose you? You there?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of broken up.
Okay, no worries. Let's go back. So you said you wanted to share your theory, and you said that you thought the keyword was Meek, and that has led you to some sort of theory. So let's go back. I want to make sure you are doing this of your own free will. I am not forcing you to share your theory with the community. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, you're
and
totally fine.
you are of sound mind,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
pretty much.
I planned to start it off at a different point. My bad. Basically.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning. Let's start with the simple things. Where do you think the treasure? What state do you think the treasure is in?
Well, Wyoming.
And do you think Wyoming, independent of Yellowstone National Park, or in Yellowstone National Park, that's part of Wyoming?
I think it's outside of Yellowstone in the Teton Mountains because.
Okay. And where do your warm waters halt?
It's either, and that's a big thing is people think that it is like a hot springs or a lake or something, but I think it's just for the fact that he says warm waters halt. It's actually a warm spring is kind of what he's referring to.
And where do you think that is?
I think it's right by Jackson, Wyoming.
Okay, so wow, we liked Jackson. We came through when we came back from our vacation last year. We came through Jackson. So all right, so here's what I'd like you to do: take the clues, the 9 clues, beginning with where warm water salt, and walk me through your theory with each of the clues.
Okay, so where warm waters halt is actually the warm springs around Jackson, Wyoming.
Okay, canyon
so
down.
you take it to Jackson, Wyoming is kind of your starting town, and then it's kind of a valley in that region.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you start in Jackson, Wyoming, and you take it down in that valley. Well, if you head towards Wilson, Wyoming, it's about 10 miles.
And you believe that's the 10 miles that was in too far to walk?
Yes.
Okay.
And a big thing is the cover on his book. He has 3 pictures. One with him standing by a plane. One of them is a little boy, and then one with horses. And that's part of this poem is that the horses are important, the little boy is important, and then his flying. So he flew to Jackson, Wyoming in that airport that's right by it.
All right.
Then
so now you're down to the put in below the Homa Brown.
Yeah. And if you go across that bridge, on the right side is a boat put in down by the river.
Okay. Certainly put in below. What's the Homa Brown?
The Homa Brown is actually Wilson, Wyoming is known for, it's actually built, I don't know exactly what land rights and everything were, but Gerald Brown family back in the 1800s or whatever established a ranch, Crescent 8 Lazy H Ranch.
Yeah.
On that property. It's about 750 acres. And it was his family, and it became the most known and most popular dude ranch in all of Wyoming.
So
I think that's why the horses are important in the picture.
All right. So we've got put in below the Homa Brown. From there, it's no place for the meek.
No place for the meek is actually when you get off the road, there's actually an exit over the put-in to go to the put-in.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of telling you to turn right.
Oh,
well, no place for the meek is Mount Meek in the Teton Canyon.
The end is ever drawing. The end is ever drawing nigh.
Yes, and you'll have to go. It's on the left side of the road, and the trail. If you keep on going all the way down or whatever, there's the trail by the river on the left side of the river.
Yeah,
and then
heavy loads and water high.
Yes, and I think that it's actually in Death Canyon, below Mount Meek. And I don't know. I didn't plan this out very well, but
no, that's okay. Go ahead. I made the book.
Anyways, so it's either by the creek coming out of the lake, or it's the creek going into the lake, going up Death Canyon. And the reason I say Death Canyon too is because he has the double omegas, which means where 2 ends meet.
Is that
I believe
is that your interpretation of the double omegas?
Yes. And I think that where 2 ends meet is the end of the treasure hunt and death.
Well, wait. Let's get back up to no paddling up the creek.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Go ahead. So there's no paddle up your creek, just heavy loads and water high.
Heavy loads and water high. No paddle up your creek would be that there's a trail all the way up the creek, all the way up the canyon, basically parallel with it. So there's no reason, to
paddle up the creek. You can walk up the creek, yeah.
Yeah. And then heavy loads and water high is his heavy loads is his treasure, obviously.
Yeah.
And then water high could mean that during the wintertime, that road to get up to the Teton Mountain Range is closed. So in the springtime, you got your snow melt and your water levels are going to be higher.
Okay.
So if it's down in the creek down below, that would mean water's high for the creek down below because they're letting extra water out. You got higher water. And he said the treasure, you know, it is wet because if you got higher waters, then if you put it close to the river, it's a chance that the waters could run over. And
Roger. So here we
But
are.
also
We're down to the nitty gritty. You've gone up the creek. You found the heavy loads and water's high, and now you've wise enough to identify the blaze. What's your blaze?
I think the blaze, if you kind of, I mean, there's a couple Google images of it, but there's, you know, bigger rocks that have little hangovers on them and stuff like that. And, even in the stream, it has a couple waterfalls in there that
you think it's some sort of geologic identifier, something to do with the geology?
And there's actually a mark on Google Maps too that has letters in it, and it's kind of in the shape of a blaze on a horse or a diamond or of some sort.
So then you're going to look quickly down. What are you going to find?
I don't think it'll be directly. I mean, it could be directly underneath it.
Yeah.
I mean, stuck it down in the rock, or it could mean look quickly down, as in, you know, down to your left, down to your right, or, you know, straight behind you where you see something, you know, that is obviously somewhere where somebody could stash something.
So where are you calling from?
Nebraska.
So you're not too far. I mean, you're not in Florida. How many times have you been to your solution site?
To Jackson, Wyoming?
To this area that you're describing?
Oh, no, I was actually going to go this spring.
So you haven't actually gone there yet?
No, I haven't.
Have you
Have
you had any boots on the ground at all?
No, not yet. But I have done. I mean, I haven't been able to go out, just money and stuff. But
yeah,
I've been researching it for about 2 years.
All right. So let me say two things. Number one, for somebody that hasn't been out, that's a reasonably what I would call a rational solve, right? You've thought about it. You've got some things that work together. Trust me, I've heard worse. All right. That's the best I can say about it at this point. But I will also advise you that your first boots on the ground is going to leave you with a kind of two opinions. Opinion number one will be, this is much bigger than I ever imagined. Just because Google Earth lies to you. Yeah. And secondly, I've got to go back and rethink my theory. But I think I am impressed with how far you've gotten on what you've done. It's obvious that you've thought about it. And
also,
something
ahead. I would like to add in is that the 12-degree line, I know a lot of people think that degree lines and stuff match the poem. The 12-degree line, which is pretty much in the middle of the whole picture and everything that goes through the poem and everything, it actually goes and matches the M on the meek. So I don't know. I brought that up as a point.
Oh, you mean on the map in Too Far to Walk?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, so one of my moderators, who is one of the people of the Blue Ranch and could do a lot of damage if she wants to, she wants to know, why are you telling everyone your theory out in the open here?
Well, big thing is I feel like everybody should have a chance, and if they really like my solve, then I mean they're open to it, and I guess it's just the first one to get there.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if I left tomorrow and went and recovered the treasure from that location, would you sue me?
No,
okay.
No,
right.
Not at all. My actual plan is if I get there and I find it, my plan is actually to take, get some of the treasure, not take all of it, but go out and rebury it so that it continues the thrill of the chase.
But before you make that decision, when you go find the treasure and before you make that decision, call me. I want to talk you out of that.
Okay. I might just ask you if I can bury it in your backyard, and then
just put it in. We'll put it in the backyard, and we'll invite people to come over and have hamburgers and hot dogs, and we'll show it to them. Between hamburgers and hot dogs. How's that?
All righty.
All right, sir. Thanks for calling in. It was fun talking to you, and thanks for sharing your theory with everyone in the room. That was very courageous of you, and good luck
All right.
finding that treasure.
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing from you. That was cool. I like hearing people with that kind of confidence. Like, yeah, I got it. I'm going to share it with everybody.
That's
I'll go
what
get it next
Forrest
spring.
said. It takes
Who said it's
confidence.
going to take that kind of confidence?
That's
Okay,
right.
I think, do we have time for one more call? God, we got
It's a
so
short
much to
one.
do tonight. Okay, we got time for one short call. Because we got to close up here because Shelley and I we're preparing for
Like
that
one of
show.
those will
Tell them about,
calls.
actually, you know what? I'm not going to take it. I'm going to turn it off
okay.
right now. I want you to tell everybody what you're doing tomorrow.
Okay. So tomorrow at 5 o'clock on thesofterside.live, Toby and I will be teaching a live streaming workshop, how to live stream to YouTube. And it's going to give you all of the basics. We'll talk about the equipment that we use, how we do our live streams. And this is really good if you have your own business, if you're a coach, consultant, or course creator, to want to begin doing live streams yourself to get your content out there to grow a community. And that's the focus of it. It'll last an hour from 5 to 6 Mountain Time tomorrow on thesofterside.live. And at the end, we'll be taking all your questions and answering them in the live chat room and on the phone. And we'll also give you the opportunity, if you want to promote your own business, to schedule an interview on the softer side for a Friday in 2020.
A live stream
A
promotion.
live stream. So we'll be teaching you the method to do it, and then we'll do the live stream interview in January, beginning January of 2020, and we'll schedule them out every Friday from then on. That's what we're going to start doing on the softer side.
And are you, did you say you were going to give a coupon away to our Udemy course?
Yes.
So why don't you mention that as well?
Right. We have a course on Udemy that goes very deeply into how to do live streaming and how we do our live streams, what equipment is used, how to set up a studio, how to use OBS, all of it. That course is on Udemy, and we're going to offer a coupon for $9.99, $9.99 for that if you are at our live stream watching tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll get a coupon so that you can get the course. It's got how many classes? How many? 24?
Oh, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very detailed course on how we live stream and how you can get started live streaming without making the investment. And people ask us how much we've invested in our control room, and if I include the furniture, because some of this furniture was expensive, we've got less than $2,500 invested in all this, and it gives us the ability to do a lot. Now, we also made the commitment to take one of my bedrooms in my new house and turn it in, that wall back there that you look so beautiful is actually painted chroma key green. So we can't use it for anything else, but we made that decision when I moved in here and made sure that's what we wanted to do. So. All right, we look forward for you guys to seeing you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the softerside.live, and we're going to talk about the things that we do. We've got photos of all our equipment, and we're going to talk about how we make it all work together and what things you have to do, and then we'll open it up to Q&A, and then at the end we'll give everybody a coupon so that
And
they
if it's
could.
not of interest to you, but you know somebody who is a small business owner or coach, consultant, or course creator, let them know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll tell you about these headsets. Those are cool headsets.
Yeah.
Audio Technica, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, also, for those of you who are new, and I know we do have some new people in the room tonight, we do have a membership site available that gives you a chance to have a deeper dive and a long conversation twice a week with us and the group of people who are in there. And I would claim that several of them are experts in very different fields, and they add a whole bunch of research to the topic and to the conversation. And we have some really great discussions in there. And if you are interested in getting into that VIP membership group, it's at agypsieskiss.com. You can sign up there.
Yep. You can sign up there. So again, the coin, our winner has sent us an email, so I'll be sending that off tomorrow. Next week, we're giving away the Wyoming Dinosaur Museum ammonites and the keychain from the Florissant Fossil Bed National Monument and one of 3D Bronze's mini boxes. So that's for the giveaway next week. So make sure you comment in below this video. Chat comments don't count. All right. Let's see. Oten says, I fell asleep last week with YouTube on and slowly woke up to an episode of Toby and Shelley talking about buying new headsets. When was that?
I don't know.
No, we've had these headsets
It
for
was
several months.
probably an old one.
Okay. Oh, I see what he's
woke
doing.
up to an old
All right.
video.
Yeah. We need some new headsets. Damn it. I can't hear anything. All right, guys. And
Thank you all for being here this evening, for all your great chat in the chat room. Thank you so much for all the great super chat. We really appreciate it. Thank you to 3dbronze.com for all the wonderful goodies that he sent us in the mail. We really appreciate all of you for being here tonight. We had some really great conversations and some really great numbers. So for Gypsy Kiss, I'm Shelley Carney.
And I'm Toby Younis. Thanks for joining us. We had a great time. We hope you had as much fun as we did. We look forward to seeing you on tomorrow, off on Thursday, 5 o'clock on the softer side for our intro to live streaming. And then on Friday at 3 p.m. for the World Sand Project, at 4 p.m. for the softer side, and at 7 p.m. for a Gypsy's Kiss. We love you guys. Turbo dance. No, not turbo.